So what you said, this may come as a surprise to everybody. No kidding.
Well, I knew that people might be a bit surprised, obviously, but I've been thinking about this for a long time, and I know it's sort of a bit trite for people in public life to say, I'm going to retire so I can spend more time with my family." But I actually really like my family, and I love being with them. And I sat and thought about how I want to spend the next 10 years of my life, and I realized that I wanted my family to be a bigger, have a bigger chunk of my time. And, I've been serving happily for over 20 years, I think. And it felt like it was time to think about doing something else. And, the freedom to do that, knowing that we have such a deep bench of talent in Minnesota, and being able to make room for new leaders to come in and lead now, or in 2 years, I should say, also is like, it's really rewarding to see that, to watch that happen.
So what you're saying to me, Senator Smith, is like the warm fuzzies from your family are different than the warm fuzzies from the Senate?
Don't get me wrong. I love my colleagues. I love my colleagues. But it is, everything in life is a balance. It's a choice. You have to try to find the right balance. And I've learned over, I'm going to be 67, I think, in a little less than a month. And I've learned that you might not be able to achieve exquisite balance every day, but over the arc of your life, you want to have good balance, and that has been a part of it. And I mean, it's not lost on me that this is happening at a time of a crucial moment in our country. And there also is a big part of me that is really excited to be able to focus completely on this work over the next 2 years,
Yeah.
and let somebody else do the campaigning.
You said something in your statement that just shocked me. I'm going to read it back to you, okay? You said, and I quote, politicians are human beings. What?
I know, I know. Well, we sometimes, doesn't it feel a bit like there's this cardboard version of people who are serving, and you forget that we are, I mean, I've not met a single politician who wasn't a human being. And But that means that, as I said, over the arc of your life, you try to find the right balance and the right kind of scope for what it is that you want to do. And that's, I think, where I am right now.
Uh, Over the last, it feels like 2 years, myself and many Minnesotans have gotten to know spicy Senator Smith. Sometimes we see her on I call it Twitter, but it's got another name now.
Right.
We'll miss that. There's a funny side to you.
Yeah, I think that one of the things that is uh, how can I put this? When you reach a point, and I've reached a point in my life where I'm just like me. I'm just who I am, and the people that I hang out with every day know that I can be, we'll call it irreverent, and that, I think, being comfortable showing more of that is just fun. And I think it gets at that thing that you were talking about a minute ago, which is sort of showing the humanity of people. Myself is it feels better, it feels right. And I love that. And I mean, boy, if you saw the social media messages that, like, we decided we couldn't do.
In this day and age, I don't even know what those would be.
I know, I don't either. That's true. We have some guidelines.
Yeah, you're one of one
Yeah.
then. What does it feel like to have everybody in politics across the country talking about you at the same time?
Well, as I think I said in my message, I won't miss the attention when I'm no longer in the Senate, but I will miss just the chance to be with these incredible people. And I will really miss that feeling that I have when I'm home, that no matter where I am, wherever I go in the state, being sort of invited in to hear about what's happening in people's lives. And I love that so much. It has been, really from when I first ran for lieutenant governor, I've just loved that so much. And what I'm also really wanting people to focus on is that I have 2 more years, and I've done a lot of work that I'm really proud of, on mental health, on housing, on restoring pensions for people who worked really hard and were losing their pensions for no fault through no fault of their own, and that kind of work to really be useful in helping people have more opportunity in their lives is really, of course, the thing that makes this job so worth doing.
So you're not stepping down from the Senate when your term is up to run for president in 2028?
No, no.
You didn't even let me get the question out.
Well, what is it that politicians always say? I'm not, what do they say? I'm not closing any doors.
So you could be our next anchor at KARE 11.
Who knows? Who knows? Anything could happen.
You're a big Lynx fan. Maybe you get in on
Yeah.
some WNBA ownership.
That's right. And at the very least, I'll be able to go to more Lynx games, which will be great. Yeah.
So with my last question, every Democrat and their brother in Minnesota is considering a run. Does that feel weird?
No, I mean, I know how this goes. And one of the reasons I chose this time is I wanted to give the next great senator from Minnesota the chance to figure out what to do and to put their campaign together. And so that's, that's the way it goes. And we haven't had an open seat in Minnesota for a pretty long time. And so I expect that people are going to be taking a really good hard look at it. It's an incredible opportunity to serve our state and our country. So I think that's normal and the way it should be.
And, oh, I'm sorry. I have one last question. You said you wanted to spend more time with your family. So for the record, you like them?
Like my family very much. I enjoy being with my family. And I mentioned in my note that, my father is 95 and he doesn't live in Minnesota. He lives in New Mexico. And knowing that I'll be able to spend more time with him over the next 2 years and longer, I hope, is pretty amazing. His father lived until he was 98. And my dad still, like literally, my dad called me the other day saying that he and his friend Barbara were on their way to Marfa. They drove from Santa Fe to Marfa. So that's like an overnight trip. So he's pretty incredible. And I'm excited to spend more time with him as well.
Well, you could have served 30 more years if your dad's 95 and doing overnights.
Well, and as I've said, I'm only in the United States Senate can you be a 66-year-old grandmother and feel like a kid again. So.
Well, I hope today is fun for you.
Thank you. It is.
Eke out some joy, accept all your flowers, do all the things. And we'll see you in Minnesota when you get back. All right.
Sounds great. Thanks a lot. Thanks for talking. Bye.
Bye.